Alright. I've already done one of these for taking hold. I'm gonna go through, like I said, all of these as if I took each disposition as my primaries here. So we're gonna do the Purge the Foe one. We're gonna start off with the mirror match. Purge the Foe versus Purge the Foe. It's gonna be Meat Grinder, which is a very old school mission name. Also learned there's a laser pointer option and a pen as well in this presentation thing, so yeah, I can make it look easier to see where I'm looking, I guess. Anyways, any battle round, end of your turn, one or more enemy units were destroyed, you get 3 victory points. Huzzah! Second battle round onwards, end of your command phase, or end of your turn of the 5th battle round, you control one or more objectives, excluding your home objective. So it's not per objective, it's just for holding objectives in general that aren't your home. So it's kind of easy to get 7 every round. But second battle round onwards, end of your turn, more enemy units were destroyed this turn than friendly units were destroyed in the previous turn, not battle round in the turn. So as long as you destroyed more than your opponent did in their previous turn while you're going, you can score this. But if you're both purge, you're both going to go for that same thing. So it could be a really bloody game. Make it really fun. But you get 5 points for that. So if you got all 3 of those because you destroyed an enemy, you probably hold at least 1 objective, and you got that. But you're going to score like 12 per round. And then you control your opponent's home objective for 5 victory points. So if they're home, you can cap that way. Or you're really close to capping if you don't destroy more units than theirs. But if you took their home, you probably are. It does really encourage two Purge the Foe players to really hammer into each other, which is really fun. I also was kind of surprised that the primary mission, or the center objectives, are split for these ones. Because they only need to hold up 1 objective and defend their home for all these. So it's really interesting. Again, you got table quarters, short table edge, long table edge. So you got the nice spread. And the table, even if you're shooting an army, these aren't horrendous. Like, you have good, like, long firing lanes. The way the terrain's positioned in the areas, like, they give you good firing points. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be fine. I mean, you tow in like in the center one here, this piece, and you're gonna be like lighting shit up because this is one piece here. Well, that's depending how solid that is. Can't see through that because it's a physical thing. But still, even if you're here, you still have a good sight lines from there. You have great sight lines when you're in these through vice versa. So I come to notice they split the triangle pieces up. Well, the more or less triangle pieces up when they're going for more like area dense, it seems. So I think it's kind of funny. I've noticed like the little tidbits that overhang, they're leaving as part of the impression for like their official terrain instead of it just being like a perfect square rectangle. Just give it a little flavor. But I'm assuming they intended for that entire little piece to score. So you have their tiles. The entire thing is going to be scoreable, which is kind of fun too. It's not just the plain shapes, I guess. So you're not just screening out perfect squares and rectangles and with the triangle as well. Well, for the triangle. But it's fine. It's nice to see some that don't just have like the big piece right smack dab in the center. Granted, you got them on either side, but even this one, like the train layout for this is fine. It's got great firing lanes on this one especially. If you close combat army, probably prefer these two though. But alright, so if you get Purge the Foe versus a Reconnaissance player, the Purge the Foe player gets Consecrate when a friendly unit destroys an enemy unit, it becomes a Consecration unit. At the end of your turn, each Consecration unit in range of an objective, excluding your home objective, not yet consecrated, consecrates it. If there's an operation marker there, there is no longer a Consecration unit. So if you kill something, you get to an objective, you concentrate the objective. So and it's at the end of your turn. So any battle round, end of your turn, one or two objectives are consecrated for 3 victory points, or 3 or more objectives are consecrated for 6 victory points. That feels huge. I don't know if you can. At the end of each of your turns, so yeah, you can consecrate over and over again, I guess. Second battle round onwards, end of your command phase, or the end of the turn, the 5th battle round, you control at least 1 objective, excluding your home. You control more objectives than your opponent for another 4. This is one of the few. Still, it's hard. You don't. Even if you max all these, you only score 14, you don't score the full 15. It seemed like they made it really hard to score the full 15 for primaries. In a battle, the enemy home objective has been consecrated for 5 victory points. Hilarious, honestly. So as long as you got 3 or more objectives are consecrated with their home, that's 11 right there, and that's how you get to your 15. But that really huge turn 5 potentially. Is this split objective? It is on this one too. Interesting. Okay. And then the reconnaissance player is going to get triangulation for their primary mission. Second battle round onwards, end of your command phase, or end of your turn of the 5th battle round, you control 1 or more objectives, excluding your home objective for 4 victory points. For holding objectives. Second battle round onwards, end of your turn, 1 objective is triangulated, 3 victory points, 2 objectives triangulated for 6, or 3 or more objectives are triangulated for 10. You control 4 more objectives at the end of the game. You get 10 victory points. Jesus, okay. So triangulation starts your shooting phase from the second battle onwards. Units 1 friendly unit within range of an objective, excluding your home objective. Use limit once per turn. Completes. End of your turn if your unit controls that objective. But that objective is triangulated. Place 1 of your operation markers within range of it. So this is an action, you're not going to do anything else if you do that. The triangulation marker must stay. Like some of these action ones, I get confused on like if you can keep doing it over and over and over again. Or if you just do it once. Like this one, every time you triangulate, so the first time you triangulate an objective, you're gonna get 3 victory points. The second time you do it, you get 6. And then if you do it on a third objective, you get 10. So you're not gonna you can't just do like 3 of them in one turn. You do it once per turn. You can show 4 more objectives, like their reconnaissance player wants to just control the entire board. And you want to kill them and take the objectives back, basically. So you can consecrate them against them. Interesting. I want to see the flavor text for a lot of these too when we get the mission decks. So if you're like big baller taking stuff, if you're already holding objectives and you don't have to take them back from them, I guess it's for like a close combat unit, but like a shooting unit could like, range destroy unit and be on an objective and consecrate it because of that. Yeah, I feel like that one on certain turns is going to be hard to get the max. The 1 or 2, I feel like it's not too bad because you're probably going to destroy 1 or 2 units a turn. Objective. See, this one I went like against me when you just have like a Biovore guarding your home. I think you just gotta kill your Biovore with like their 5-man deep strike unit, and then they're already on that home probably. But a lot of the homes aren't as deep in the deployments as they used to be, so you just play again. You just try and counterplay that, I guess. Interesting. And these ones do have the tons of the extra objectives. So it gives you. Maybe you got. Oh, so the 4 more is not too bad. Then it's not as awful as I thought. And there's only 5 objectives. Like you control like the whole fucking board. I mean, you still control most of the board with this, but that's not as ridiculous. Hmm. But some of these matchups really they're built into that like if you're playing your primary well, you're probably preventing your opponent from playing his primary well, like naturally, with how the combos working together and how the asymmetry kind of works. But um, I just as I'm glancing at these maps too, look at that firing lane right there. Same lake. Whee! So worried about ranged. I think it's gonna be fine. Anyways, the terrain again, it looks kind of dense on some of these ones, on some of these layouts, especially because the trial pieces are split up. But they look good. They look fair. They look maneuverable. I look at how easy this is for me to get monsters through here. Like there's like no obstruction for me. It's all light terrain. I can easily you can move your tanks and your monsters so easily through a lot of this still. It's gonna be so much better than 10th edition moving your monsters and vehicles, I feel like. Because even with like the green pieces, there's enough space in here that you're gonna like that you should be able to get your monsters through most of this still. And you only have the toe in the seat, like it's gonna be great. There are so many terrain layouts. Like I'm not even gonna bother memorizing. Just gonna wing it when we play games, right? Just have a general idea of what you're doing. Like, and then as you play the edition more and more, you'll start to memorize or get familiar. But like when you go with like one disposition, you have 15 different terrain layouts that you like potentially need to know, and 9 missions because you need to know your 5, and then your opponent's 4 because you'll have the Purge mirror match. But still, like, well, in this example, I guess the Purge mirror match. But yeah, it's a lot. Anyways, you're the Persifoe player. You're going to priority assets. You get Destroyer's Wrath. Any battle round, end of your turn, one or more enemy units are destroyed for 30 points. It's a really common one for a lot of the Purge missions. Second battle round onwards, end of your command phase, or the end of the turn in your 5th battle round, you control one or more objectives. Excluding your home objective, you control more objectives than your opponent. Ooh, that's a lot of points in that one. Second battle round onwards, end of your turn, more enemy units were destroyed this turn than friendly units were destroyed in the previous turn. Isn't it really similar? Oh yeah, okay, it was really similar to me, Grinder, sorry. I was like, I didn't like miss copy some of these because this sounds so familiar, but it's very similar to it. And then the priority assets player gets Vital Link. Any any battle round, end of your turn, you control one or more central objectives for 2 victory points. For each of your operation markers within range of one of those objectives, you get 1 victory point. See reverse. Maintain control, your shooting phase. Units, one friendly unit within range of one central objective. Use limit, once per turn. Completes end of your turn if your unit completes controls the objective. Effect. Place one of your operation markers within range of that objective. Your operation markers within range of the walls. Okay. Stay battle round onward. 2 more objectives, exceeding your home objective. One or more of your objectives is a central objective for another +4 victory points. So if you control a central objective, you get 8. You get 2. Huh. You control your opponent's home objective. So the priority assets, you just really want to hit the center with this one. It feels like. And then every turn, so like turn 1, you run up. Towards the end of the turn, you do an action. You get 1 extra victory point at the end of your turn for this. Turn 2, you do it again. You get 2 more extra victory points for this. Turn 3, you do it again. Um, you get 3 victory points. Turn 4, you get 4 more. You get 5. You get a total of what, like 12. You can get a total like 50 victory points just from the cumulative operation markers. That's kind of huge. Look at 30-year score just from doing that action on a central objective you control. It is also split central objectives. Okay. Control one more. And it stacks so well into this. Damn. So like you just want to control the center. And this person just wants to murder you off the center. Because like you want to control the center so bad that you don't need to like worry about anything else. Like the homes don't matter for either person in this one. So the Purge player can just go right into the Priority Sets player. The Priority Sets play is weird. Anyways. um Great fire lanes. If you have like man, when people just have regular triangles, they're not shaped like this, I wonder how it'll be a little different of a firing lane, but not much, I feel like. There's still like good places to fire from. There's some like thread the needle shots, it looks like here. Like yeah, you have like this thin line right here that you can just fire right down if someone freaking pokes in the wrong spot. These, man, like I don't know the repetition between some of the layouts either. There's just so many to look at. I feel like they're all basically a little different. Yeah, these all look fun. Great firing lanes. They still feel dense though. Alright. For the Purge foe player against Disruption, you get Punishment. Start of your turn, choose 1 to 3 enemy units on the battlefield that are within range of objectives and or destroyed at least one friendly unit during the previous turn. If you cannot do so, choose an enemy unit on the battlefield instead. From now until the start of your next turn, those units are condemned. Any battle round, end of your turn, one or more condemned units left the battlefield this turn. This one's great, I read this earlier. I read a lot of these earlier, but... So, leaving the battlefield is like uppy downy units, getting in a transport, leaving the table, redeploying. All of those count as you leaving the battlefield. So if your opponent's got something down that you don't want them to leave the table, you know they want it to leave the table, condemn it. Because if it leaves the table, you get 5 points. Unless you already destroyed something, then they're going to be like, whatever, but it's any battle round, end of the turn. End of a turn. Ooh, that's bigger, because, okay, it can happen to my turn and your turn. So yeah, in your turn, if you want to hop in a transport, but I condemn that unit, that's them leaving the battlefield. It's an uppy downy unit. You want them to leave that goes to, deep strike somewhere later. That can happen. Like, that's really cool. Hmm. Or you're like, you're really sure this unit's the objective. It's a screening unit. Okay, boom, done. Second battle round onwards. End of your command phase or end of your turn in the fifth battle round. You control one or more objectives, including your home. You control more objectives than your opponent. So that together is 14 right there. You can score this in your first battle round, which gives you the extra points to make it equivalent. Oh, it's like 15 every round. If you backstall them. In a battle round, you control your opponent's home objective for an 8 victory points. Jesus. Like some of these have like incentives to play like really hard into your opponent and take their home by the end and score those extra points, even if you like don't have to score like more objectives than your opponent. Like in the meantime, because you want some heaven to that, it might be worth it depending on like what you're preventing your opponent from scoring. Anyways, the disruption player is going to delay an action. Any battle round, end of your turn. For each enemy unit destroyed this turn, they get 2 victory points. For each enemy unit destroyed, damn. Second battle round onwards, end of your command phase, end of your turn in the fifth battle round. You control at least one objective, excluding your home objective. 4 victory points. Second battle round onwards, you control at least one central objective and at least one expansion objective for 3 victory points. That's the end of your turn. Okay, so end of your command phase, as long as you have one objective that's not your enemy at 4. If you hold a central and expansion objective, it's basically two no-mans. Is it doubles? No, it's single. Okay. You get another three. So just holding, like, so if you're scoring this one, you're scoring this one. So that gives you 7 for holding essentially two objectives, including your home. That'd be 3. And you get 2 points per turn or per unit destroyed as well. So you max your points. Okay, so you get that any better on the unit destroyed, then you get that any turn. You get 7 points for 4 turns, which is 28 points. And it's 2 per unit destroyed. So to max primary with delaying action, you have to destroy how many units? 28 points for those two for 4 rounds, right? Yeah. And it's 45. Oh my god, I can do that. So it's 17 points. So you have to destroy 9 units through the course of the game to maximize your primaries of delaying action. Where if you're the Purge player, you so that's where you would contest each other is if you have this, they don't have more than you probably. Because that maxes at 14, so if they're holding more than you, you're gonna be way behind anyways. They can kill enough stuff to help play counteract depending on the makeup of their army. And the layouts for this one, table quarter, short edge, long edge. Man, this got some big bare spots in the middle of this one. Flanks of it. It's kind of like a theme of these ones. They have these ones. Yeah, they're fine layout. They have some big open areas. It looks like just like lancing out like the map layout, but it looks fine still though. There's still like areas to hide things. There's places like the stage and position still like other pieces too. That's interesting. But they're not like yeah, they're solid. Anyways, I'm just amazed at like how many terrain layouts they put out. It's stupid, man. Like, this edition is kind of exciting. Like I have a lot of thoughts on it. I'll probably end up doing another video, just like my thoughts on 11th in general so far. Let me get through this one though first here. Anyways, when you're the Purge foe against the Taken Hold player, when we've seen a bit already here, but you get Unstoppable Force, end of your turn. One or more enemies are destroyed this turn for 33 points. Second battle round onwards. For each objective you control, excluding your home objective, you get 450 points. Oh, for each objective you control, hey now. And second battle round onwards, you control one or more objectives you did not control at the start of your turn, excluding your home objective. For 33 points, sorry, the bird was doing crazy stuff. And a battle, you control one or more central objectives for 500 points. He's going to take the center of this one by the end. And like keep trading missions for the most, or objectives. Then they have a movable object. If they're the Taken Hold player, any battle round, end of your turn, you control one or more central objectives for 350 points. Select the fourth battle round, end of your command phase, for each objective you control, excluding your home, 550 points. And fifth battle round, end of your turn, for each objective you control, excluding your home, 550 points. And that's one I always question why they split it up like that, where they could have just put in the same line. But anyways, control one or more central objectives. So if you control your home, the central, and your expansion, that you're scoring. I guess you don't even need your home. You actually don't. You don't want your opponent to control it because they can score from it. But you can just put everything into like holding your expansion and just taking the center and taking your opponent's home, honestly. That's really interesting with that one. I think about it like that. Usual, seeing your perspective. Hmm. And again, the layouts for this. Like Persian seems like it matches pretty well. Like some of the matchups, it feels like it's like the easier like side of it, but I guess it just depends what list and composition like your opponent's running to and how the game really starts to play out once we get everything. Um, Again, we've seen these terrain layouts because I already went through Take and Hold individually with this Persian Foe matchup, but as a Persian Foe player now, I mean these are great. It looks like so far. I mean, like I said, it feels like just the right amount of terrain. It's gonna be easy for move my monsters around, move tanks around on these. I mean, the one tight spot's like here, but you should probably be able to fit most vehicles or monsters through this gap right here to come out. We're gonna hop all these light terrain features here, so we're gonna hop through here, run through this. Like it'll be fun. It'll be great. Um, I feel like with like GW's standard setup terrain, there's not a lot of opportunity for plunging fire. To be honest, like when it comes to actually like putting units up on like the second floor, I guess we'll see like because you don't have to use like exactly this like this is the recommendation for how like the light and like, heavier terrains going down so the stuff is more passable. So if you pick something like to the gist of this, it'll be fine. You know, you don't have to be exact. But if you buy their terrain kit, you know that's what a lot of these like extra letters are like matching up those pieces together. So I'm just curious how much space you actually have on those position units for plunging fire. We'll see when it comes out. I'm really stoked for this edition so far. The asymmetrical primary missions just seems like a really fun idea and concept so far. So we'll see. Like I said, we'll just see how it plays. We're still looking for a little bit more of the rules, the point cost for things. There's still a lot to learn, a lot to try, so but it's looking really good so far. Anyways, thanks for listening, thanks for popping by. Thanks for chilling. Go drink some coffee. Have a good one.